Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another weekly episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we run down all of the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. We're going to kick this episode off with a bit of news regarding the Stack side, the admin side, and that is that we have set a date for our Stack Supplement Expo. You may remember we bought this back last year. It proved very successful, a lot of participants. We got a whole bunch of brands coming on board and launching entirely new products, introducing new supplements, unveiling, teasing. It was pretty much exactly what we always wanted it to be. Bringing it back, what was it, like 3 years after our first or our second one? And so it was great, and it proved successful, and fans loved it, brands loved it, industry loved it, so we are indeed doing it again this year. We've set the date for it as May 31st. So for brands, we'll probably be in contact soon. For consumers, set it down and your calendars. It'll be loaded with new products, releases, launches, reveals, giveaways. We have a couple new features, one of which I'm extremely excited about. It'll be really awesome for really consumers and industry people alike. It'll give you a nice little expo-like communication path, but we'll have more details on that as we get closer and we start putting the announcements out. But so you can mark that in your calendars, and hit us up if you want any more details through the website or social media. The first story we're going to cover for our catch-up episode, or our summary episode for all of the stories from last week on our website. The first one we have is actually from Gaspari Nutrition, who dropped a bit of an interesting announcement to start the week last week, and that was that it's coming out with a new series of supplements themed around or put together in partnership with its athlete, longtime athlete, Hidetada Yamagishi, who's been with the brand for, they said it was something like 10 years, which is an incredibly long time. We don't know too much about the supplements that are going to be in the line. They haven't really confirmed or revealed anything in regards to that, but from the few details that were mentioned, it's going to start not small, it's going to start whatever the size it does, but it's going to have room to grow. So if it proves successful, if it proves popular, Gaspari Nutrition and Hidetada will expand, adding more products and categories and flavors and whatnot. But for now, the details on the exact supplements in the Hidetada Yamagishi series are non-existent. And it has been said that the line will be exclusively distributed in Japan, or it's been put together exclusively with a distributor in Japan. And there was mention of the line being available in the US, but don't really know too much about that, just the distribution side. But again, we're pretty thin on details. We don't have everything, as you can tell from the information I've shared. So more of that will come later as it becomes more of a reality and closer. But of course, we'll keep you updated. So stay tuned to the website, and we'll keep it up to date from there. The next story we have is another partnership with an athlete, and that is Jack Factory, and it's a two-time classic physique champion, Mr. Olympia champion, in Chris Bumstead. So it was announced. It was hinted and talked about previously that the two would be coming together to make it a line of supplements with Chris Bumstead. And I think we mentioned it on one of the past podcasts, or the recent podcasts. And so it's called the C-Bum series, which is Chris Bumstead's Instagram handle, so fitting for the name of the line. And it consists of two products, a protein powder and a pre-workout. Now, previously we knew what the protein powder was going to be. Bumstead himself said on YouTube that it was going to be a premium whey isolate-based supplement, and it was kind of clean and simple and what you want in a protein powder, basically. But he didn't say anything about the stimulant pre-workout, such as the ingredients or anything like that, just saying that it was going to be a solid pre-workout. So the line is launching this Tuesday through jackfactory.com. I believe it's at midday Eastern time. They'll be going live. They did say that there's going to be a small batch to start with, which makes it sound like there might not be a lot available initially. So if you are interested, get in damn quick, because it sounds like, again, it's going to go fast. But there is more stock coming. But either way, we have the ingredients and dosages confirmed for the pre-workout, and it's not too bad. It's a pretty well-rounded, pretty solid stimulant pre-workout. You get full dosages of a lot of key ingredients. The formula kind of covers you on all the bases. You got your energy, focus, performance, and pumps. But just to run off a few of the highlights, it's got 6 grams of pure citrulline, so not citrulline malate. You know, no need to figure out the breakdown of citrulline to malic acid. That's a full 6 grams of pure citrulline, 2 grams of glycoside glycerol, a gram of agmatine, 3.2 grams of beta-alanine to help with performance, 3 grams of creatine monohydrate, 2 grams of taurine, 2.5 of betaine, and a blend of things, a few ingredients for hydration. Now, there, as I mentioned, it is for pumps, performance, focus, and energy. And so there are a few energy focus ingredients on top of all those other ones I just mentioned, including a gram of tyrosine, 600 milligrams of alpha GPC, so a good solid dose of that, huperzine A, theanine, and a combined 305 milligrams of caffeine. Now, I thought I was expecting a little more caffeine than that, maybe 350, a little bit higher, just because it was kind of made to sound like quite an intense pre-workout. Not that 305 isn't. I know a lot of people that I've definitely had a lot of pre-workouts, but just based on what we've seen lately with a lot of these pre-workouts coming out with higher amounts, it's the general trend. It's the natural way to go. Things get more. It's kind of with citrulline. We never used to see citrulline, and on average, dosed as high as these days. 3 years ago, and caffeine is kind of the same thing. The numbers have been getting up there, and but yeah, 305 milligrams, and that's split. So that's not just straight caffeine anhydrous. It's divided between caffeine anhydrous and dicaffeine malate, the slower releasing or caffeine, and estrogen is also in there to help with absorption. So it's a pretty well-rounded supplement, pretty robust little formula. Sorry, I don't mean little. I just mean nice, compact, and comprehensive blend of ingredients and solid coming out of Jack Factory. Now, we don't know the prices on any of these things, but I suspect, my guess is because Jack Factory does have a whey isolate protein powder in its lineup. I think that's like $34.99 if I'm not mistaken. So my guess is the CBum protein powder is going to be around there, $35.40 maybe. And based on their other pre-workouts, which I don't think are as comprehensive or as fully dosed as the CBum pre-workout, I suspect this one's going to be up in the realms of like $40, $45. It doesn't really matter. We'll find out on Tuesday when they become available. But again, if you want to get them, if you're a fan of Chris Bumstead or Jack Factory, just want to try them, get in quick because they will be going fast. Knowing the popularity of Chris Bumstead and the fact that Jack Factory is also a very popular brand, I suspect that if there is indeed a small amount to start, it'll probably go quick. So be sure to get in quick if you want to secure yourself some of that. The next story we have to touch on comes from NutraBio. Now, this product was mostly exciting purely because of the picture of the name. We don't actually know what's in it. We don't know what kind of product it is. It's mostly the preview that's caused a lot of excitement. So NutraBio dropped a picture of an all-new supplement called Leg Day. Now, if you're like me and most other people, you'll know that Leg Day is one of the most demanding workouts you can do, at least when you're grouping muscles. You're doing your workouts based on groups of muscles. Back day is another big one, but leg day just takes its toll on you. It's a loaded day, especially when you got squats in the mix, and it's traditionally known as the heavy day. So the supplement that they're coming out with is simply called Leg Day, and I thought it was a genius name, mostly because it just communicates the intensity right out of the gate. We don't know what category this is for, but you know that whatever category it is, you'll know that it's going to be a pretty solid supplement if we're talking about leg day. Now, I'm pretty sure I asked Mark what kind of supplement it is. I remember when he told me leg day, he was giving me the description, and I said, is it kind of a more comprehensive pre-workout than pre or pre-extreme, I think it was. And he says, I didn't say it was a pre-workout. And I thought that was a very interesting note, because I was like, you know what, I kind of just assumed it was a pre-workout. So it opened my eyes straight away that this could be a leg day or an intense workout support supplement, aiming to do that to support the intensity of the workout in a number of ways. But my guess is, based on the fact that it's leg day, I have to assume it's a workout orientated supplement, so maybe pre or intra. I can't imagine it being a post workout, because I suppose you could make the argument that a heavy dosed protein or carbohydrate, but then the tub itself looks similar size to the likes of Pre-Extreme and even Intra Blast from NutriBio. So my guess is it's going to be falling into one of those two categories. Either way, I'm excited to see what it actually looks like on the formula. Very cool name. Check out the picture on our website. It is flavored. I believe there's one flavor previewed so far in blueberry lemonade. But yeah, called leg day. Big fan of leg day myself, so damn excited to see what's in it, and probably going to get it in to give it a run and see how much it can indeed support one of the most grueling workouts out there when it comes to the gym. But yeah, you can check that out on the site. Just search up NutriBio. The next story we move on to is from Ghost. Now, Ghost has already staked claim on a number of big relaunches for the first half of this year. We know that the lifestyle brand and winner of our Brand of the Year award for last year is basically coming out with revamped versions of some of its key and most popular supplements within the next couple months. Might even be the next few months. I know it's very, very soon and we're closing on them. So the brand already said it's going to be doing Ghost Legend V2, which is obviously Legend is its stimulant pre-workout and has been in the brand's lineup since year one. Hasn't been touched. It has had multiple special edition versions, but never has the original standard formula changed. It's also coming out with Pump V2, which is our number one pump pre-workout, said to be even better, and Ghost Size V2, which is our favorite creatine supplement and one of our top muscle builders, which again, credible formula and is seemingly going to get better. Now, we haven't heard too much about any kind of new supplements Ghost is coming out with, at least on the sports nutrition side. We know that it's working on a protein bar and it's working on a protein RTD, and we now have word that it's working on a hydration supplement, currently just referred to as Ghost Hydration. That might not be the final name. We don't really know. We're just calling it Ghost Hydration. And it's going to be all about hydration, true to the name. Hydration, performance, endurance kind of thing. Hydration's been a kind of a popular up-and-coming category really over the past couple of months, over the past couple of years. It's really started to come up with brands putting together formulas dedicated to just hydration, whereas typically you would see pre-workouts would have like a little electrolyte blend or hydration blend, and then aminos have almost always had hydration worked in it some way, shape, or form, whether it be BCAAs with just a couple of electrolytes, BCAAs with a full-blown electrolyte blend. So yeah, it's a very important category. It's become quite popular, and Ghost looks like it's getting in there. Knowing Ghost, however, and as we've said this many times before, you know that while we have seen a lot of hydration supplements, you have to imagine Ghost is going to put its traditional premium spin on it. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know what it's going to put in the supplement. But we have seen Ghost do some pretty cool things with different categories. As I said, it's got the number one rated pump pre-workout out there. Best creatine-based muscle builder. I'm expecting them to do the same here. Again, we don't know what it's in. It's kind of in the works. Hasn't had any mention outside of that. But we'll keep you updated as soon as we hear more information. But it would be cool to see Ghost continue to expand its lineup. It's really only ever put together sort of premium supplements for individual categories. Even when it's basic as a multivitamin with Ghost Multi, it still had this nice top quality premium twist to it. And I'm a regular loyal multivitamin fan, and it was just nice to see such a high-end premium brand put that kind of spin on a category that's typically very basic and very straightforward. But yeah, so keep an eye out for more information on that. As I would say, over the next few months, we might hear a bit more. But then again, Ghost can sometimes take a while, so it might not be a while before anything. The next story we're going to touch on comes from Chemix. Now, Chemix was our newcomer of the year back in 2019. It was just one of those brands that had become so well established and so well known that it didn't seem like it was actually that new, but it was indeed under a year. Was a year old when we announced it as the newcomer of the year for 2019. and deservedly so. The brand is put together very much like Ghost. Chemix has kind of really only ever done premium supplements, quality formulas, just high-end stuff. But more importantly, it tends to only put quality ingredients in there, so you don't really see. I don't really explain. You get very unique formulas. If you've listened to our interview with the guerrilla chemist himself, who is the one behind Chemix, you may remember he was discussing how he goes on hunts and searches for these individual ingredients that most people don't really know of or have really seen, and he kind of brings them together with the individual collective purposes on these individual supplements. In fact, one of its most recent supplements, the Chemix Nootropic, we just reviewed it, and it now sits as our number one rated focus supplement. So that was really cool to see, and just another great example of how Chemix goes about doing things and how its approach is quite different and very premium. But the news last week is that Chemix is coming out with 4 all new supplements within the next year. We did reach out to hopefully find out more information, but not too surprisingly, they didn't want to share any details. They kind of kept it to themselves. I even reached out to the guerrilla chemist individually. He didn't share any clues or hints. He's keeping them close to the chest. The one thing that we did get from him is that the 4 supplements are going to be made up of supplements that from categories that they're currently competing in and not currently competing in. So let's just say it's 50-50. Basically, we're in for some Chemix supplements for categories that it's not already related with, which could mean something like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to name because protein powder, for example, they might not be doing that, but that's not a category they're already in. A popular one, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Then you have these other supplements that are for categories Chemix is already competing in, which could mean a stimulant fat burner, because it is kind of in the weight loss market with quarter block, but it doesn't have that more traditional stimulant competitor. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but very much like Ghost. In fact, I can draw a lot of similarities between those two. Is that Chemix is very, very, very thought out, very strategic, takes time in making and formulating supplements, waits until it gets everything right, and then launches it, and that's very much the strategy Ghost does. Different kind of thing though. Ghost obviously mainstream. Chemix is more hardcore, more I guess less mainstream, if that makes sense. So the fact that Chemix is coming out with 4 new supplements should make fans extremely excited, especially that they're saying they've got 4 supplements planned for this year. And what I mean by that is that they have 4 supplements in mind now. In the past, we may have heard of like one, and then a couple months later another. So you know that they've got 4 on the plate that they're working on coming out with. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get them, a nice consistent spree, maybe like in June, July, August, September, whatever. But they're going to be rolling out this year. You can guess the categories. We took stabs at the categories in our post on the website. As I mentioned, I think a stimulant fat burner would be a nice fit for Chemix. Protein powder would be another one. It's not a category they're currently in, and it is a big one, but at the same time, it's not something I think Chemix and the guerrilla chemists could bring their traditional premium twist to. So I wouldn't be surprised if they leave that one off, but maybe a stimulant fat burner, a high stim pre-workout, even though Chemix's current pre-workout is pretty intense, pretty well put together. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a dedicated high stim formula, kind of like when you have Apollo's Hooligan to Assassin. And another guess for me is gut health and digestion. That has become quite a popular category, very similar to hydration. It's kind of been slowly increasing in popularity over the past few months and years. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chemix comes up with something, digs up, the guerrilla chemist ends up digging up a few ingredients and putting together something interesting on that side too. The last story we have is quite an interesting one, and while we don't have the full formula details, the full reveal for the supplement. It is one worth getting excited about, especially for fans of pump pre-workouts, pump supplements, and nitrates. So if you're not familiar with NO3T, it is a brand of premium nitrate ingredients that can be found in a mountain of different supplements, most notably Cellucor C4. They used it in some of their pre-workouts. And Ghost is another one. In our top-rated Ghost pump, they got a good dose of nitrates too. And so the reason I'm bringing this up, in fact, our list of top 5 pump pre-workouts collectively, I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 of them have nitrates in them. So again, it's a reliable ingredient. But the story is Muscle Beach is coming out with its pre-workout pumping iron. Now, this thing was previewed and teased a number of months ago. It's been in the works for a while, and we've finally got a lot of information, or a little bit more information about this. And so basically, we got word that it's going to feature 3T premium nitrates, but the catch is it's going to feature a lot of them. In fact, more than I've seen in any other supplement. Might even be twice as much. I can't recall seeing a supplement with 3 grams. I wouldn't be surprised if there is, but none come to mind. I know that I've seen a lot of products with 2 grams, but the upcoming Pumping Iron from Muscle Beach is going to feature a combined 5 grams of active nitrate ingredients, which is a buttload in short compared to the likes of Ghost Pump. Again, number 1 pump pre-workout. A lot of the products that I've had with nitrates are amazing, so I'm very intrigued to see how well this performs on the pump side of things. Again, as I said, nitrates are known for their reliability, their effectiveness, the intensity, the strong pumps, and so 5 grams of that, you gotta be intrigued. If you're a pump fan, if you're a nitrate fan, 5 grams is a lot. And the key is that these 5 grams, they aren't coming from just one nitrate ingredient. So it's not just arginine nitrate or citrulline nitrate. It's going to be from 4 different nitrate ingredients. I believe we're waiting to confirm those 4. I think it's coming this week. 2 of them are all new. So these 2 of them are nitrate ingredients that we've never seen in a supplement before. These are Pumping Iron will be the first to use them. One of them is proline nitrate, so another amino nitrate combination, and the other one is we're going to be sharing. I'm pretty sure it might be Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's a big one. It's an interesting one, and it will certainly get a lot of attention. Again, it's not an ingredient or even a version of nitrates that have been used before, and there will be 4 of these nitrate ingredients combining for that 5 grams in Pumping Iron. And on another note, someone did ask me about this, is that it isn't just going to contain nitrates. Just to be clear, it will have a full blend of ingredients, very much like most mainstream pre-workouts. It's going to have ingredients for energy, focus, pumps, and performance. It's just that 5 grams of active nitrate ingredients is going to be one of the biggest highlights of the supplement. And again, rightfully so, when we haven't seen dosages anywhere near this high, you can't help but be excited. I'm a big fan of nitrate ingredients. Ghost Pump is one of my favorites, and pretty much all pump pre-workouts I've had with nitrates in them have delivered on that promise of intense and strong pumps. So I'm excited to just to try this thing when it comes out. I believe it's launching March 1st, so a lot of the information on this pre-workout will be rolling out between now and March 1st. That will include the reveal of those ingredients that have never been used for, as well as the full formula, as well as then price and launch details. I believe it'll be available for purchase directly from Muscle Beach's website on March 1st. I'm not entirely sure about that, but we will have a post up, so letting you know where you can get it and where to buy it. But for this episode, that is it. Thanks for listening. We are always aiming to have an interview out each week. I believe HR Labs, the prime and premium brand out of the UK, HR Labs, we're going to be getting them on, I think, at the end of the week. So look forward to that one. If we don't get it in online during the week, it'll be online maybe over the weekend. But once again, thank you for listening, and look forward to having you back.